that front. We defend the rush pretty well. I feel like, an area where there's an opportunity for us to continue to improve and get better is, in the transition game, just, advancing pucks and moving pucks and things of that nature. I think, Scotty potentially could help us in that area. We think that's one of his strengths. Now doing it at the NHL level is the challenge, and that's where, time will tell. But we think certainly he has the potential to be a very good puck-moving defenseman.
That was Hockey Hall of Famer and Stanley Cup champion for the Edmonton Oilers, Mark Messier, on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio's The Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin on Channel 91.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, November the 18th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, Detroit Red Wings face the Seattle Kraken at 7 p.m., Red Wings on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 929. Kraken on Internet 943. Tampa Bay Lightning face the New Jersey Devils at 7 p.m. Lightning on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 945. Devils on Internet 936. Toronto Maple Leafs face the St. Louis Blues at 7 p.m. Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 946. Blues on Internet 944. Dallas Stars taking the New York Islanders at 8 p.m. Stars on Sirius 210, XM 221, and Internet 946. And Internet 928. Islanders on Internet 937. Winnipeg Jets host the Columbus Blue Jackets at 8 p.m. Jets on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 951. Jackets on Internet 927. Chicago Blackhawks face the Calgary Flames at 8:30 p.m. Hawks on Sirius 211, XM 222, and Internet 925. Flames on Internet 923. San Jose Sharks face the Utah Mammoth at 10 p.m. Sharks on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 942. Mammoth on Internet 947. Vegas Golden Knights take on the New York Rangers at 10 p.m. Knights on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 949. Rangers on Internet 938. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, November the 18th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, Detroit Red Wings face the Seattle Kraken at 7 p.m. Red Wings on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 929. Kraken on Internet 943. Tampa Bay Lightning face the New Jersey Devils at 7 p.m. Lightning on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 945. Devils on Internet 936. Toronto Maple Leafs face the St. Louis Blues at 7 p.m. Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 946. Blues on Internet 944.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This is Solomon Wilcox from the opening drive. As you get ready for Thanksgiving, we're helping you to set the table for a full course of great matchups in Week 12. Starting with the Colts at the Chiefs.
Sacked! Eaten alive! Chris Jones!
And the Buccaneers at the Rams on Sunday Night Football.
Touchdown! Puka-Nakua! SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Historic hockey moments.
March 23rd, 1994, Wayne Gretzky passes his hero Gordie Howe for most goals scored.
Gretzky scores! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky. Los Angeles goal, a power play goal, and the 802nd National Hockey League goal scored by number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
New Year's Day, January 1st, 2008, at the home of the NFL's Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Buffalo Sabres are set to play despite the snow that's been falling all morning, and more than 73,000 are here to witness it in a game they're calling the Winter Classic. Penguins win!
Snow flying in their faces as they celebrate.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, your NHL 100.
Is the greatest player to ever play sitting at the podium right now?
We talk about this all the time. That's what makes sports great, and that's what makes hockey wonderful. I think we're all in a pretty much agreement that Gordy was pretty special.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Dan Grasso back on the New York Rangers pregame show. We're getting closer to puck drop tonight between the Rangers and the Golden Knights. And let's check in now with one of the gentlemen who will be on the call for tonight's game. It is our good buddy Dave Starman. He'll be on the mic with Alex Faust. And Dave, I can't believe it. We have made it to the quarter pole of the season already. Time flies when you're having fun. But 20 games in, let's take the temperature with this Rangers team. What have you seen? Nope. Do we have Dave? Well, we'll get Dave hooked up here in just a second. See, he was excited about everything that this Rangers team has done, especially on the road thus far. But when you think about this Rangers hockey team playing some more games against the Western Conference so far, they've had a winning record against the West this year, going 4-3-1 thus far. And now we have our buddy Dave Starman, who was with us for our little pregame chit-chat. And Dave, I was saying 20 games into the season, we're at the quarter pole. What have you seen so far from this club in the first 20?
I've seen a lot to like, and I think it's all predicated on the fact that this is a team that I think going down the stretch knows that they're going to get dependable goaltending. I think this is a team that firmly believes that they can defend against the best teams in the league, and they certainly can win on the road. And with the way that it shapes up, and it's always, you never know which way it's going to go, but the bottom line is, when it comes to the playoffs, if you're the lower seed, you're going to have to win at least one game on the road, right? The fact that the Rangers have been establishing that they can win on the road, I think sets them up really well down the stretch when some of those important road games are going to determine playoff spots.
All right, Will Borgen's back in there tonight, so it appears. So Schneider and Robertson will be matched up. And, you know, we saw Scott Morrow for that one game already since his recall here. As a whole, though, do you like what you've seen from this blue line in the early portion of the season?
I really do. I think it shows a lot of different aspects. And Fox and Gavrikov, as their top pair, have been able to be a pretty good two-way unit. But the thing that's impressed me the most about them is how well they've defended. Like, normally you think about your top pair and you think about lights out offensive, and it's funny because them and Vegas are both in the same spot with their top pairs. They're both pairs where you get the one offensive guy, the one defensive guy, but for the most part, they've played a really good 200-foot game. I think Gavrikov has learned Fox. I think Fox has learned the chances he can take with Gavrikov covering him, so that's a really good thing. And then you get the Carson Soucy and Will Borgen pair as that second pair, both long, both physical. Borgen is underrated as a skater. So I just, when you look around at their defense, especially when you get down into the depth with Morrow and Vakanainen, they've all got defensemen that belong in the league, and they've all got defensemen that can find success in the league. And to me, if you can go 1 through 8 and have 8 NHL defensemen, you're in a good spot.
All right, Dave, how about the goalie matchup tonight? Brought to you by the Macallan Double Cask 12-year-old Single Malt Scotch.
All right, I'm a big fan of goalies with good names. So Akira Schmid gets the start for Vegas, and he's had a really good start to the season. He's a big guy. He uses his size really well, and he catches pucks. Like a lot of goaltenders might put a puck back in the play off their catch glove. He holds on to a lot of pucks. He's really calm with loose pucks in front of the net. I'll give you 2 comparisons. In a modern-day version, he looks a lot like Corey Schneider, and if you're a little older, more my age, he kind of looks like the later version of what Sean Burke was, but he's just a big guy with athleticism and a very low panic threshold. And Igor Shesterkin is in net for the Rangers after a 1-game rest where Jonathan Quick played the other night. We last saw Igor in Columbus where he was terrific, and as we all know, he is good for at least 3 or 4 $10 on any given night.
That is the goalie matchup brought to you by the Macallan Double Cask 12-year-old Single Malt Scotch Whiskey. Perfect balance of American and European sherry seasoned oak casks. 2 worlds, 1 Macallan. Ported by Edrington Americas. Please enjoy responsibly. All right, Dave, how about some keys for tonight's game? What do you think it's going to take?
Well, the Rangers are one of the more disciplined teams in the league in terms of penalties, and the power play for the Vegas Golden Knights was 3 for 7 on the weekend. To me, discipline is going to be a key factor because that Vegas power play is starting to gain some traction after a stretch where they couldn't find the net at all. So I really think that staying out of the box, I mean, I know that's kind of an obvious thing, but against Vegas, it's a more specific thing because of the way the Vegas power play has been. To me, for the Rangers, the 4th line with Carrick in the middle of Radish and Edstrom, this is a big, heavy line And Vegas really likes to get it flying. If that line can be on the ice in key matchups, which it has been against other teams' big lines, pin them in, lean on them, and force them to go 200 feet, I think that's a big lift for them to have, and I think it's something that they do very well. And lastly, the Rangers on the road, 5-on-5, I don't think there's a better team in the league. So we talked about discipline and keeping the Vegas power play off the ice. For the Rangers, I think they'd be really comfortable playing as much of this game 5-on-5 because on the road, they've looked really comfortable in that scenario.
Vegas 3 power play goals in the last 2 games. So to your point, they are starting to hit the right buttons. Dave, great stuff as always, my friend. Looking forward to hearing from you and Alex on the call.
All right, it's time to get 2 points.
All righty, let's pause 10 seconds, though, and allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
That is all the time we have. I'll talk to you again during the first intermission, but coming up next, Alex Faust, Dave Starman, they've got the start of the Rangers' 3-game road trip as they take on the Vegas Golden Knights. And New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues right after this timeout. Enjoy the game, everybody.
This has been New York Rangers game night. Rangers hockey is coming right up on the MSG Radio Network.
Engines rev, are you listening?
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda wonderland.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Every unforgettable Rangers moment is built on passion, precision, and legacy. The same qualities that define London Jewelers. For 100 years, London Jewelers has helped generations celebrate life's biggest wins, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones that last forever. Because true brilliance isn't just seen, it's felt, shared, and passed on. From luxury jewelry to fine timepieces, London Jewelers is where moments become memories that last a lifetime. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of excellence. Visit London Jewelers at any of their 6 locations.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan, 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was, so I called Whit, and I'm like, how is Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
Experience the sophisticated taste of the best single malt whiskey in the world, the Macallan, founded in 1824. The Macallan is renowned worldwide for its extraordinary single malt whiskeys. Their outstanding quality and distinctive character reveal the uncompromised excellence they pursue. Whether your taste is sherry oak or double cask, the Macallan single malt whiskey is for you. Pick up the Macallan today at your nearest liquor store. The Macallan, the single malt whiskey against which all others must be judged. Crafted without compromise. Please savor the Macallan responsibly.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Lafreniere battling hard behind the net, centering Panarin scores! Artemi Panarin!
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Panarin for Trocheck up top, Zibanejad scores! Mika Zibanejad buries it on the power play.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Centering pass to Boris. Oh, a big glove save by Shesterkin. Rewind that one and hang on to it.
This is New York Rangers hockey. New York Rangers hockey starts right now. Now here's Dave Starman, and with the play-by-play, here's Alex Faust.
A 3-game road trip for the Rangers begins tonight in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Rangers looking for their 7th straight road win as they take on the Vegas Golden Knights. Great to be with you once again. Alex Faust and Dave Starman. Thanks for staying up late here with us. The Rangers and their upside-down season continues. Another home loss, but right before that, another road victory as they split a back-to-back, beating Columbus on Saturday, losing to Detroit on Sunday. A 2-1 loss to the Red Wings. The Rangers gave up 42 shots on goal in that 2-1 loss. And so, Dave, I'm curious because we're all trying to scratch our heads. We heard from Mike Sullivan in the pregame show of how do you explain what continues to go on for this Rangers team that is 2 games over 500 yet, and we're at the quarter pole of the season, and we're still trying to figure out why this is happening.
Listen, if he can't explain it, I hope you're not looking at me to come up with something brilliant on this one. But I will tell you that I thought on Sunday the Rangers looked a little bit tired. I thought it was the first night where they looked like they were a little heavy-legged coming off of that long trip, because remember, they were in Tampa that extra day. So I did think they didn't have a lot of jump in their game. Think about that Islander game. They're really good for 12 minutes. Then it went south on them. I didn't think that they had a whole lot of traction at any point in that game. When you talk about that huge shot total, in Detroit on the power play had a boatload of shots. I think they had 16 shots in the power play, and the Rangers took a few that night. And that line with Larkin, Raymond, and Kane had 21 of the 42 shots that Detroit took. So I think when you look at that game, that's one of those games where, as a coaching staff, you say, okay, you know what, let's just kind of throw this tape away and move on. And I think that's what they're doing as they move into Vegas.
All right, so some lineup changes here for the Rangers, and for the most part, it's good stuff. Will Borgen is back in the lineup for the Rangers. The only tweak to the forwards is Juuso Parssinen is in place of Adam Edstrom. Edstrom has been struggling. He's been dinged up from time to time this season, so Parssinen will get a turn back in the lineup. Otherwise, it's status quo, and what that does is move Carson Soucy back with Borgen on the third pair for the Rangers, and Matthew Robertson will be paired with Braden Schneider. And, of course, Mike Sullivan, you know how much he likes to use the lefty-righty combinations on the blue line, so everything goes back to normal from that standpoint. The Rangers coming in, they're in a stretch, and it's interesting you say the fatigue factor may be creeping in here. They're in a stretch of 7 of 9 games on the road. They're only at home for 1 game, then they're back on the road, changing time zones out to the West Coast here. You know, we talked a lot about the condensed schedule and the wear-down effect. For the Rangers, how simple do they have to keep it tonight against a very good Vegas team?
I'm going to give it to you in 2 ways, because I think you make a really good point about the condensed schedule. You know what you don't get a chance to do a lot when you have a condensed schedule? Is practice. And most people think that NHL teams practice all the time. They don't. I mean, there are certain mandated days you have to have off. But for the most part, the fatigue factor is so high, you got to give them a rest. So most NHL teams over the course of a 7-month season might practice 50 times. It's not a lot. So in terms of the simplicity comment, I think it's a great one from you, because when you're not practicing a lot, you're doing a lot of your practice through video. So therefore, you've got to keep it a little simpler, because you're not kinesthetically walking through what you want to do on ice. So therefore, the simpler you keep it, the more effective you can be and better use of your talent.
All right, so the Rangers at the quarter pole of the season, 10-8-2, 22 points, came into the day tied for 5th place in the Metropolitan Division. The Eastern Conference is so bunched up that it's almost impossible to look at the standings and get any sort of clarity. 1 through 3 in the Metropolitan Division, maybe even only 1 through 2, with Carolina and New Jersey starting to get a little bit of separation. They're at 27 points. Pittsburgh in 3rd place with 24. The Islanders in 4th with 22, and just by virtue of points percentage, the Rangers are kicked down a little bit there. Columbus is in action against Winnipeg here tonight, so we'll find out that result and see how it impacts the standings. On the other side of the ledger, the Western Conference and the Vegas Golden Knights, they enter at 8-4-6, also on 22 points. They're in 4th place in the Pacific Division. There were lofty expectations for this Vegas team, Dave. They once again made a big splash in the offseason, acquiring Mitch Marner in a sign-and-trade deal, $96 million contract. They just re-signed Eichel to a big extension. It's the Vegas way. It's the way they've been since they've come into the league. They like to take these big swings, but even they have struggled recently, especially at home. They just went 1-3-2 on a recent 6-game homestand.
Once again, it's a entertainment capital, like Vegas, like New York. It's hard to play at home. It's a big show at home. There's a lot going on. So sometimes you can lose your focus a little bit when you're playing as part of the ensemble in your home city, right? But I love the fact you mentioned Mitch Marner. He became the first Golden Knight to get to 20 points in 18 games, and he is on a tear. And he's playing with Tomas Hertl and Pavel Dorofeyev, and that line has been really, really good for them. And then you get the big line. They just brought up Braden Bowman. He's on the right side with Jack Eichel, and then Ivan Barbashev on the left. They are really top-heavy in that top 6. That top 6, along with a pair like Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore on the back end, that's a pair, and that's a grouping that should make some noise as they march through the rest of the season.
Yeah, if there's one thing stylistically that seems to have come to the forefront here, East versus West, it's that the West is very big. They have a lot of teams with large, lumbering defensemen out there, but Vegas, they made the playoffs for the 7th time in 8 years as a franchise last season. They also split a weekend back-to-back, 4-1 win at St. Louis, and then a 3-2 overtime loss against the Minnesota Wild. They're only 2-2-3 in the month of November, and they have just one win in their last 6 games coming into the day. The goaltending matchup looks like this. Akira Schmid, the former New Jersey Devil, will take on Igor Shesterkin. And I know you were talking to the pregame show about Shesterkin and coming off of a strong performance. The Rangers as a whole had a really strong performance in the front half of that back-to-back. Going back to your point about 5-on-5 play, they really shut down Columbus on Saturday night.
I thought they did a great job against Columbus. They limited time and space. They were killing plays early. They were really good outside the dots. And there are times where teams will be a little bit more tentative outside the dots to chase out because they don't want to open up space behind them. But I thought the Rangers read the room really well regarding the game that Columbus was playing and attacked it, especially wide, and not allowing Columbus to create anything to move pucks into the middle.
Shesterkin at 7-6-2, 2.39 goals against average, a .913 save percentage. Akira Schmid has 7 wins from 8 starts this season. His next victory would put him in the top 5 this season in the NHL, but the Rangers hope that will be another day. Moments away from puck drop in Las Vegas, and when it's game time, it's Tully time. Opening puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Francis Chiron, Kyle Raymond are the referees. Keel Murchison and Brandon Garlitz are the linesmen. Puck is dropped at center ice, and we are underway. The Golden Knights win the center ice faceoff and send it around the boards. Rangers quickly exit their zone with a pass up the middle, and Will Cooley, who continues to get time up in the top 6 for the Rangers to feather the puck in. Kept at the left point. It's Soucy to play it across, and it's collected here by JT Miller. Miller try to feed it to the corner off a cycle. It's juggled up in the air, settles at the feet of Miller, and his pass deflected out of the zone. Vlad Gavrikov is on it for the Rangers. He and Adam Fox on the reload. And this puck is shot in on an icing. Rangers try to hit her head at the attacking line and instead have iced the puck.
When you take a look at Will Cooley, I think one of the neat things about him is that he can play up and down the lineup. He can play on your third line, he can play on your second line, he can play on your first line, he can play on either special teams, and everybody needs one of those players. Like for Tampa Bay, I always thought of Anthony Cirelli as that kind of player that can play anywhere in the lineup, and Will Cooley has really done a nice job at wherever he gets slotted in, he can fit the bill and take on the identity.
Face-off will be to the left of Shesterkin, far down in the Rangers zone. We talked about the injury situation for the Rangers, how they're getting Will Borgen back. Vegas is going in the other direction as the Rangers win the D-zone draw, and a high lift bounces the puck back out there. Without Jeremy Lauzon for the 2nd straight game, still without Mark Stone and William Karlsson. Those 2 players have been out for some time now. As Jack Eichel gains the red line and rips the puck around the boards to the far side. Of course, those are 2 big parts of the offense without Eichel and without Stone and Karlsson, I should say, and the Rangers will dump the puck in. Around it goes, and it ramps off of the shelf of the dasher board into the protective netting. We get a whistle 1 minute and 9 seconds in.
Well, I think that's going to be a big theme this season with all these teams is this war of attrition. Who can stay healthy? And to the teams that are going to make a long run this year, to me, are the teams whose depth is good. They are going to need key performances from guys that they probably even haven't thought about playing key roles later on in the season. That goes for everybody across the board because every one of these teams is going to lose a key player or 2 for a stretch of time in this compressed schedule.
And Aiden Hill, a big part of their goaltending rotation, he is also out, but Vegas just signed Carter Hart after that legal case that he was acquitted through, and he will be part of their organization. Will Borgen, his first shift as he comes over the boards and sends the puck deep behind the Vegas net. Played up the far boards by the Golden Knights, and they'll leave their zone with Braden Bowman, the rookie. 4th NHL game. A pass on right wing. Shot for the perimeter. Saved by Shesterkin. A rebound collected back of the goal by Eichel. Tried to bank it in off the goaltender. Shesterkin freezes the puck.
Really nice play by Borgen, who blocked the shot as that rebound came to the bottom of the left wing circle. And then as the shot came back towards Shesterkin, Borgen kept his cool and was able to push the puck towards Shesterkin so they could cover it up. Great secondary block on a rebound given up by Shesterkin. And Brodzinski came in to help Borgen down by the front of the net. The two former Huskies make a nice play, getting the puck under the glove of Shesterkin.
That being from St. Cloud State. Borgen snapped a streak of 285 consecutive games. It was a top 10 active Ironman streak before his injury. That kept him out day to day. Puck sent out a play and ruled a deflection by the referee. Kyle Raymond making the ruling along the near board, saying that it hit the glass.
So neither team with a big push as of yet. Best chance of the game was just a moment ago. And always like, as a goalie, you always like to get a big stop in early. You like to feel the puck early, get a good clear early, get your hands going, get your feet going, get your legs going. But the touch of the puck on your body is a really good thing to happen for you early on in the game.
Connor Sherry's first shift gains the red line, slots the puck deep behind the Vegas net. Laba and Brodzinski pursue. They remain together as a line. Pass for Brodzinski behind the goal. Feeds it out to the circle. A shot. Pinballs back out to the blue line. Schneider's shot. Blocked out high. Gets his own rebound. Then it's knifed away. Could be a 2-on-1 here. It's Tomas Hertl, Pavel Dorofeev. Dorofeev, good stick on the back check by Schneider on a bouncing puck. He was able to neutralize Dorofeev.
And a big-time play by Robertson, who showed the composure of a veteran on that 2-on-1, keeping a tight gap.
Shot from the perimeter by the Rangers. And Vlad Gavrikov blocked at the net front. Brodzinski loses his stick in an attempt to check Ben Hutton. Puck rolls to the far corner. Sam Carrick absorbs a hit, makes the play. Adam Fox cycles for Carrick, who bounces one to the opposite side. Gavrikov for the half wall, shot blocked, and that's been a theme for Vegas here in the early going. This one cranked wide from the right point by Fox, and the Golden Knights send it all the way down for an icing.
17:06 to go here, period number one. Faceoff will come back down into the Vegas Golden Knights zone. So it'll be a defensive zone draw for Vegas, but on the defensive zone side for the Rangers, they have started to utilize a defensive zone faceoff play. They put a defenseman behind the circle right at the bottom, which would be like 12 o'clock. And when that faceoff comes back to them, they take a step back, clear out some space, the wingers fly, and they airmail one into the neutral zone. Every youth hockey team in the country uses it. I love seeing it being used at the NHL level. It works.
Rangers win the faceoff. Borgen right side, kicked out by Schmid. Rebound low slot secured by Colton Sissons for the clear. Getting Borgen involved off the draw and a pretty good looking chance. Cooley back over the board. Stop line to the Rangers here. JT Miller slides the puck for Cooley. Edge of the trapezoid. Walks out to the corner. Now up the boards. Puck bounces free. Miller keeps it alive. Flips it to the point. Broken up. Kolasar exits along with Cole Reinhardt. 25-year-old rookie in his 6th professional season. Dumping the puck in. Rangers are on it. Miller outlets cross ice. Soucy up on the rush. Soucy sidesteps Zach Whitecloud. Then a reverse shoulder onto Cole Reinhardt to get the puck deep behind the Vegas net. Hard rim to the near boards. Bounces away from the intended target. And it's shot in by the Golden Knights. Riley Smith, the former Ranger, in pursuit. Chipped it behind the Ranger net. Nobody there. And the Rangers can exit. 4 minutes complete in Las Vegas. Rangers and Vegas Golden Knights. Turnover at the Rangers blue line. Here come the Golden Knights. Smith centers good. Recovery by Vincent Trocheck to knock the puck away from Brandon Saad. And the Rangers attempt to dump in is sealed at the attacking line. Panarin fights his way through a stick check. Serves it across on the backhand. Broken up by McNabb to the near boards.
McNabb blocks shots, breaks up plays, great defensive stick, good mobility. He and Shea Theodore make a really good top pair for Vegas.
McNabb recently played in his 600th career NHL game, and he leads the league in blocked shots entering tonight. Outletted to the red line, no Ranger there. Here's Ben Hutton to carry in. Centering pass broken up by Zibanejad. Glove down and put wide of the cage by Ivan Barbashev. To the near boards, Zibanejad applies the body onto Braden Bowman, and the puck squirts free.
I don't remember who told me this, but they said when you come down one-on-one against McNabb, he looks like SpongeBob. Like he's just wide. It's like this big square in front of you, and you can't get the puck around him.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, yeah.
He's a large human, 6'4", 212 pounds.
I wish I could remember who told me that. I just thought it was a great line.
That's a new one for me. Here's Johnny Brodzinski rounding the corner, down the middle. Puck knocked off his stick, dribbles to the near corner. Laba and Sherry pursue. Sherry forced up the near wall to the half boards. Whitecloud strips the puck. And Whitecloud gets a reverse in the defensive zone. Rangers converge to him. Brodzinski and Laba both lingering in the attacking end.
Love this forecheck the Rangers have going here. They are just swarming.
And Vegas will launch it down ice. Icing is waved off. It went all the way around the boards, and Barbashev won a foot race on the opposite side with Soucy. No matter as Soucy wrangles him off the puck, and the Rangers outlet it to the red line.
Rangers look very inspired here through the first 5 minutes. Their legs are going.
Yeah, despite the cross-country travel. First game of a 3-game trip for the Rangers in Las Vegas to play the Golden Knights. Turnover, neutral zone. Rangers have it. Panarin in on the left wing. He gets tripped up and falls to the ice, but no penalty. Schneider, wrist shot from the perimeter, kicks around to the far corner, and is kept only briefly by Robertson. Golden Knights skated out. Pass mishandled in the neutral zone. Here come the Rangers on the counter. Lafreniere right on glove. Save by Schmid with Lafreniere down the right wing. And we have a stoppage in play. 13:40 remaining in the opening period. A lot of action back and forth between these two teams with no score. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is Sirius XM NFL Radio.
This is Solomon Wilcox from the opening drive. As you get ready for Thanksgiving, we're helping you to set the table for a full course of great matchups in Week 12. Starting with the Colts at the Chiefs.
Sacked! Eaten alive! Chris Jones!
And the Buccaneers at the Rams on Sunday Night Football.
Look at it go out! Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
April 10th, 1982, the Miracle on Manchester. Game 3 heading into the third between the heavily favored Edmonton Oilers, who were up 5-0 over the underdog LA Kings.
Shot by Evans, he's going out! The Kings have taken the lead in the series. They came from behind to win it in overtime, 6-5.
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
1992-93, the inaugural season for the Tampa Bay Lightning, had not just hockey fans, but the sporting world paying attention to the Bolts, thanks to a 5'7" goalie from Quebec who is trying out for the team.
The first woman to play professional hockey. There she is taking the ice. Manon Treon.
It was a publicity stunt, they said, orchestrated by Tampa's general manager, Phil Esposito.
I'd be a liar to say that I wasn't using it for publicity, but the fact is she's not bad.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
November 26, 2005, the New York Rangers went 3-2 over the Washington Capitals in the longest NHL shootout at the time, and it was an unlikely hero that emerged for the Blue Shirts in the 15th round with a highlight for the ages.
Malik has not scored this year. In on Kolzig. Fake the legs! Oh, Malik went between his legs!
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Our GM talking about how hard it is to chase games on a consistent basis because it just wears you out mentally and physically, and it's a small factor as you go down the stretch about playing with a lead. I know it's 1-0 is not the biggest lead in the world, but it's better than being down 1-0 for sure.
Well, and long set of data, big sample size. It's so important in this league. Golden Knights control off the D-zone draw and send it back to the Rangers in. Brodzinski red line, checked by Brett Howden, the one-time Ranger. Played 3 seasons on Broadway. Neutral zone, Howden barges in on right wing. On the backhand, tried to square it up with a crashing side. Rangers get to it, lift it out. Off the glove of Brodzinski. He'll catch up to the rolling puck. And they say it was played with a high stick on the way, and that's why the puck was in midair. So the faceoff will come back to the neutral zone.
Nice job by Howden as he came down the right wing side, threw under the front of the net. He's 3 points shy of 100 in his Vegas Golden Knights career. He's been a nice addition here. Good size, good speed, good hands, and he can win faceoffs. Just a big plug in the middle of that line with Brandon Saad and Riley Smith. And Riley Smith is one of those guys where if you can put the puck on his stick, he can make a lot happen. Really good scorer.
Face off at the center ice dot. Miller against Eichel. Eichel wins it back. Rangers really got manhandled in the faceoff dots against the Red Wings, but they won the majority of draws to begin here tonight. Hard around to the near boards. Hanifin shot from the wall, saved by Shesterkin through a screen. Zibanejad to carry it out. He has Miller on the left flank. Miller stops up, slides it behind the net. Zibanejad tried to center, blocked out by Whitecloud, and the Golden Knights will clear up the far boards. Soucy will take control, winning a foot race with Bowman, and it's tossed back in by the Rangers for a change.
I don't think people realize how quick Soucy is. And Soucy and Borgen, for two big men at 6'3" and 6'5", both get their feet moving pretty well, and their 1, 2, 3 steps are deceptively quick.
Then by the Golden Knights, that big hit you heard behind the net was Keegan Colasar being canceled out. The Rangers take over. Cross-side speed, Lafreniere, right wing, moves in. Lafreniere chips it on a drop pass Panarin. Onto the point, Schneider, shot redirected wide defensively. Picked up far boards by Panarin. Goes across the seam. Schneider, right circle, puts it on goal. Off a deflection. There were two Golden Knights sticks, McNabb and Cole Reinhardt there, and Schmid made the save.
Lafreniere's buzzing, has had two really good chances coming down the left wing side. Both stopped, and then he put himself in front of the net, and Schneider came down the left wing side, the right wing side, just outside the dot lane, threw a good puck to the front of the net with traffic, and Schmid was able to cover it up. And at some point this year, I'll learn my left and my right.
11:53 to go, first period, and a face-off win for the Rangers. Quick shot that ramps off a stick and out of play. Last season, the Golden Knights were the division winners in the Pacific, their fourth division title. They have the third best record in the whole NHL, second best in the Western Conference, but they lost in 5 games to the Edmonton Oilers in the second round. So that caused them to want to load up offensively, and we get to see a touch from Mitch Marner in this game. He was the big splash acquisition for the Golden Knights. Again, the Rangers sort things out defensively in their own end. Shot into the attacking end, rattles around the boards. Trocheck, and his stick disrupted by Theodore. Loose puck given to the Rangers. A shot, sharp angle, put wide of the goal. Played to the near boards. Lafreniere check, makes the pass to Trocheck. Bouncing puck, Panarin. Battling behind the net. Wins out against Theodore. Centering pass. Lafreniere with a good look, and Schmid was there.
I like the way the Rangers are playing. Some low to high plays. Really good on the forecheck. They've been above pucks all night, which is why Vegas and a guy like Mitch Marner have not been able to get on track.
Ben Hutton rounds the corner, skating around his net. Hutton to shoot it in for the Golden Knights. Bouncing puck in the Rangers zone. Work to the point. Quick trigger by Whitecloud wide of the target. Crashing down the wall is Hutton. Couldn't get there. Riley Smith hands it off the bench. Caden Korzak. His shot blocked in traffic. Loose puck picked up. Blue line. Saad for Hutton. A head-hunting shot that caught the glass and hops into the netting.
Las Vegas has a defenseman, Zach Whitecloud, who's been with them for a while now. He was an undrafted free agent out of Bemidji State. I remember his agent was a guy whose hockey school I used to work, Dean Grillo, and I remember Dean telling me early on when I was scouting, he said, get on this guy and get on him early. And I said, get on him early because he's your client? And he goes, no, get on him early because whoever signs him is going to have a job for life. And he wasn't kidding. Whitecloud was a dominant defenseman while playing at Bemidji for Ernie Serratori there, and just developed over the course of his time at Bemidji and wound up in the NHL and has not looked back. What a find for Vegas.
Face-off win for the Golden Knights. Theodore and McNabb working blue line. McNabb left side. Theodore in the middle. His shot smothered. Challenging the shooter was Sherry, and here come the Rangers on the counter. Lava shot altered in transition. Sherry to pick it up in the corner. Tried to chip it out in front, knifed away. Eichel to steer the puck back to the red line. Joining the rush, Bowman. In his fourth NHL game, loose puck rolling towards Barbashev, and he's checked it open ice by Robertson. And Vegas with a pass that splits the point man and goes all the way down.
Speaking of undrafted free agents, Bowman was another one. Undrafted free agent, played golf in the OHL and went through the draft, and Will Nickel, director of scouting for Vegas Golden Knights, signed him to an AHL deal, and he earned himself an NHL deal late last year.
He was the leading scorer for AHL Henderson before his call-up. Rangers win a board battle along the end wall, and they'll gain the center red line. with Cooley to shuffle the puck in behind the Golden Knights net. Worked along the far boards in a board battle won by the Golden Knights, then nearly turned over to Miller. Boy, the Rangers have been so solid in the neutral zone, denying clean exits for the Golden Knights, and they rip the puck back in.
You can almost sense on the bench, anytime the puck's turned over, they're yelling reload, because they have been above pucks with 5, and have forced Vegas to skate through 3 different layers as they get through the neutral zone. The first 2, then a 1, and then a second 2 at the back end.
Wipeout in neutral ice. Reinhart off his feet. It's going to be a penalty against the Rangers. Delayed call. Under 9 minutes to go, first period. And Dorofeev tries to gain the zone up the middle. Lafreniere impedes his path, touches up. And we have a stoppage. Panarin will head to the box. Power play for the Golden Knights when we come back with 8:46 on the first period clock and no score. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the ice, playing pickup on a Saturday, or scoring the game winner in overtime. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer, the official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of protein, and 0 grams of fat per 12 ounces.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. Thrivewell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At Thrivewell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, Thrivewell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThrivewellInfusion.com. That's ThrivewellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. During the More to Move You event, lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $159 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM834925. MSRP $27,055. Zero security deposit. Ends 12/1/25.
Back here, the Rangers and the Vegas Golden Knights, and Vegas going on the power play. 8:46 to go, first period, Dave.
A little bit of a lazy penalty on the part of Panarin as he just took a swipe at his check. Knocked him over, and Pavel Dorofeev has been unbelievable on the power play, and he's doing it from 3 different lanes. Majority of the time he's on the right wing dot or on the top of the right wing circle. But he has scored 7 power play goals, and he scored them in various fashion.
Vegas wins the faceoff. A shot hammered from the blue line. And it hit a stick on the way. Loose puck, right circle. Dorofeev right on. Saved by Shesterkin. Puck out to the blue line. Marner will control and walk the line with Eichel. So many top-tier names on this top power play unit for the Golden Knights. Saucer pass to Marner. Hard feed to the bottom. And Bowman. Back to Marner up top. Shot, pad save, rebound, score. Braden Bowman. Less than a week into his NHL career, has his 2nd career goal. It comes on the power play after a barrage from the Golden Knights, and they lead 1-0.
All starts with a face-off win, and Bowman gets another power play goal. His other goal was a power play goal and a game winner. Nice job by Vegas. They move the puck down low to the stick side of Shesterkin. It goes back to Marner up top. Marner the other day put a really heavy wrist shot on goal against Minnesota that produced the same kind of rebound, except it went the other way, and Dorofeev banged it home. This time it goes off to the right side of the goaltender where Bowman likes to position himself, and Bowman hammers it home, and the youngster with another power play goal and a good-looking power play for Vegas.
Made his NHL debut last week, scored his first career goal over the weekend on Saturday. 1-0 Vegas. Cross corner shoot-in is collected out of the corner by Howden. Feeding the point. Whitecloud stumbling and shooting. Loved by Shesterkin. No further play. 8:02 to go, first period. Rangers trail the Golden Knights 1-0.
Well, we talked in the pregame show, Dan and I, about the keys to the game. One is Rangers discipline because of the fact that the Vegas power play is really heating up. They are now 4 for 8 over 2 games plus, coming off a 3 for 34 stretch earlier. And that 5-forward first unit, anchored by Marner up top, is really high end when it comes to moving the puck around.
Well, the Golden Knights were missing Mark Stone for a while. Shot from the blue line off of Shesterkin. Rebound collected by the Rangers. What a box out by Gavrikov. Otherwise, it would have been sitting on the doorstep for a tap-in. Mark Stone, when he got hurt, and sent the Golden Knights power play into a tailspin. But you're right, Dave. 4 for their last 8 now. And 3 straight games with a power play goal. Vegas up 1-0. Sherry's pass to the point couldn't be handled by Fox. Golden Knights break out 3-on-2. Out and over the line. A pass on right wing. Stepping up to deflect it out of play is Gavrikov.
Gavrikov is in the top 10 percentile in the NHL, breaking up plays like that, using his stick to break up passes. And there's another good one, and it plays into what we talked about a little bit earlier in the broadcast about the Rangers' back check allowing the defenseman to step up. That was a 3-on-2, and the trailer coming back really tracked back hard to make it a 3-on-3. Once that happened, Gavrikov knew he could step up, and he read the pass to knock it out of play.
Face-off win for the Golden Knights. It's Bowman to turn and feed this puck to the corner. Battling behind the net is Eichel, trying to stiff arm Robertson. Strong play by the rookie Robertson to stay with Eichel and allow the Rangers to take control. Robertson up on the rush with Lafreniere on right wing. Pass back across the seam, aiming for Trocheck, broken up by the Golden Knights. And it's McNabb to hand it off on the reload. 1-0 Vegas. 7 minutes to go, first period. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. Ivan Barbashev drifts around the net. Long reach from Schneider forced him wide. And then the secondary effort from Borgen to check Barbashev off the puck. Rangers take control. Neutral zone turnover. It's Sissons to drop it back in, defended by Schneider. Sissons steers it to the far corner. Taylor Radish in pursuit. Puck comes free along the wall. Shot into a maze of bodies. And the Rangers break it out. Sam Carrick over the Vegas line on right wing. Rolls it back behind the net. Kolasar spun around by Radish. Parsonen goes to work on the forecheck near boards. Carrick knocks the puck free, not allowing an exit from Cole Reinhardt. And now it's Soucy on the opposite side, cranking a slap shot into traffic, and Karam's back up. And it's skated up ice by Kolasar. Stood up by Borgen, denying the entry.
It's amazing to watch, rush after rush after rush, how well Rangers play the rush in terms of their defensemen, and their stick detail is tremendous.
Cross ice feed into the attacking end. JT Miller in the far corner works it to the point. Shot tip wide. Pulling the trigger was Gavrikov from the left point. And it's Miller battling for the puck near corner. Hard pass to the right side. Fox. They'll work it back around the boards. Bouncing puck. Secured and turned back behind the net by Marner. Top line hemmed in here for a bit for Vegas. Dorofeev pass up the near boards. He eludes the grasp of Hurdle. And now Dorofeev to slide it in, but he met resistance of the Ranger line and lost possession. Pass up the middle, though, on Aaron Clear. Hurdle keeps it alive for Vegas. Darts into the far corner. Hurdle stops on a dime, evades the check of Fox. Bounces one up the far boards. Zibanejad knifes it down and clears.
Gavrikov turned the puck over, but he actually put the puck where the winger should have been as they were moving out of the zone. So for Gavrikov, you look up, you expect the guy to be there. He just wasn't.
Sent in by Riley Smith. 58 games last year with the Rangers. And this puck hard around will wind up being collected behind the Ranger net by Schneider. Rangers get a reset and begin the breakout from their own zone. Outlet up the left wing, dribbles into the Vegas end. McNabb first on it. Eludes the oncoming Sherry. Try to apply the body, and the Golden Knights leave the zone. Pass up the middle. Here's Saad charging it on right wing. Testing Shesterkin. Pad save. Rebound shuffle back on to goal defensively by Brodzinski to get a face-off in the defensive zone. The Rangers trail the Vegas Golden Knights 1-0 after a power play goal from the rookie Braden Bowman. We'll step aside. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. During the More to Move You event, get 1.9% financing on a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 Hybrid Preferred or lease for $279 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN128251. MSRP $36,570. Zero security deposit. APR $17.48 per 1,000 financed and $12,125.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're in work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. As the Rangers trail the Golden Knights, 4:19 to go, first period. End zone faceoff to the right of Igor Shesterkin.
Did like those last couple of shifts, especially the shift with the Carrick line, as you and I talked about earlier. Important for that line to pin Vegas in, make them defend, and set up the next line coming out for success. So job well done by Carrick and his trio.
And the Rangers going with the Borgen-Soucy pair to begin this shift. They've been really solid to start this game. Hard around, captured by Panarin. Far boards, try to sling it to the net front, bounces off of Lafreniere. Now Lafreniere cycling for Panarin, out high to Soucy. Holding, dusts it off, jumps the stick of Borgen on the pass to the corner. The Golden Knights look for a way out. Smith will shovel the puck ahead. On the near boards, it's intercepted by Lafreniere. Just couldn't settle it down to connect with Trocheck for the re-entry. Here come the Golden Knights. Out in toe drag move, and Borgen in the far circle stood him up and then shoved him off the puck for good measure. The Rangers counter. Trocheck hands it off Lafreniere, right wing. Moves it up the near wall. Kept by Fox as he comes over the boards. And then his pass broken up by Howden, who came out to challenge.
When Borgen gets his feet wide and his stick out in front of him, he looks like a big easel. He just takes up so much room, and he's got great range with his stick. And because of the fact he uses edges so well, he can move.
Carrick, rink-wide pass. Gavrikov makes a move, slides around Eichel. Fox, blue line, across. Carrick holding, shooting off a stick. Hops to the near corner. Picking it up is Radish. Cycling for Parsonen. Far corner. Feeds it to the point on the backhand. Gavrikov rolls it down low. Good shift by this Rangers fourth line. Carrick keeps it pinned to the wall, forcing Vegas to expend energy defending. Played to the point. Gavrikov to Fox this way. Wrist shot. Fought off by Schmid. Big rebound collected in the far circle, and the Vegas defense can finally clear.
Another excellent shift by the Carrick line. That's back-to-back shifts that they have played the entire shift in the offensive zone.
Now Eichel, who after 55 seconds finally gets into the attacking zone and can't do anything with the puck as a result of that.
If you can put Jack Eichel in his own end for 55 seconds, you are living right. And a great job by the Carrick line.
2:10 left in the first period. Rangers trail the Golden Knights 1-0. Shots are 8-4 in favor of Vegas. As the Golden Knights advance the puck from their own goal line, it gets deflected in, icing negated. Shesterkin out of his net, gave up the puck. And Kolasar will dart behind the net. It was Cole Reinhardt on the forecheck who got the takeaway. His shot winds up off the outside of the goal. Rotated to Hutton, blue line, left point. Hutton, short pass in the high slot. It's Reinhardt, bumped off the puck. Picked up by the Golden Knights once again. And rotated to the corner. Reinhardt has the puck jump away. Swept by Sissons up the far boards to Kolasar. Now to the point. Korzak's shot blocked off the glass. May have hit the netting. Play continues nonetheless, and Cooley will feed it to the point. Not out. Korzak holds it in. High cycle, Colasar, shot off a stick, kicked at by the Rangers. Not out, extended shift defensively here, a minute 15 plus. Here's Hutton left point with a minute 12 left in the period. Hutton moves in, left circle, dishes to the middle. Good stick by Zibanejad, and the Rangers can clear.
Yeah, Cooley at the point, trying to attack his check and literally fell off him. He just didn't have any strength or any wind left.
Rangers try to force this puck deep into the Vegas zone. Brodzinski strong on the puck handler, and they get the takeaway. Sherry for Lava, in tight on the backhand, sends one wide. Soucy pinches, flips it to the back. Sherry back for Soucy on the goal line. Soucy opens, passes down low for Brodzinski, setting up behind the net, centering pass for Laba. His shot in tight, steered away by Schmid. Now Brodzinski again behind the net. Pass for Soucy, goal line, crashing the goal. Schmid was there. Another shot by the Rangers goes wide off a deflection. Hurdle unable to clear. Rangers are buzzing. Final minute of the period. Golden Knights finally clear. This will go all the way down and becomes an icing. 15 seconds left in the period. Rangers with a great shift to build some momentum here. A reminder to tune into the Rangers' first intermission report. It's brought to you by your local Honda dealers.
Carrick with a great chance in front of the net. He had his stick lifted at the last second, I think by Hannafin, but a really strong shift by New York as they buzzed the tower quite a bit. Brodzinski was great.
Tie up on the draw. Puck comes free. Hurdle digs the puck out of there. 8 seconds. Trocheck behind the net, jars it free. Fox pinches, right boards, connects with Panarin. Centering pass collected by Hurdle, and he flips it out of the zone to end 20 minutes of play. But the Rangers certainly were building momentum towards the end of the frame. The only goal of the period from Braden Bowman on the power play, and it's 1-0 Vegas.
It was a good start. It was a hiccup with the power play goal against. The next couple of shifts after that, Vegas found some traction in their game. And then I think the Rangers got back to their game pretty quickly, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that the bottom six were able to establish offensive zone time and pin some of the Vegas bigger lines in, allowing the other lines to come out. I will tell you this is as good as Connor Sherry has looked in the last 3 or 4 games. He looks inspired, he looks motivated, and he is playing in the hard areas.
The Rangers trail the Golden Knights 1-0 through 20 minutes of play. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers. 20 minutes in the books in Las Vegas. Golden Knights 1, Rangers 0. Stay tuned for the first intermission report brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Dan Grassa in our Hudson Square studios coming up right after this. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
To everybody that be living it up, we said.
Yo, what's up? It's Sirius XM Fly. I can't come to the phone right now because I'm over on channel 50 playing those 90s. What's my name? Let's flip the track, bring the old school back. And 2000s hip-hop and R&B throwbacks. Ain't down, flip it and reverse it. Commercial free, 24/7. Pull up, channel 50, and at home with Sirius XM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices. Holla.
Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
April 14th, 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers join an exclusive club, the Hard Way.
History made in Boston tonight. The Flyers defeat the Bruins 4-3. They are the third team in NHL history to come from behind after trailing a series 3-0.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
The longest Game 7 in Stanley Cup playoff history, the New York Islanders versus the Washington Capitals at the Capitol Center, Saturday, April 18th through to Sunday, April 19th, 1987, the game known as the Easter Epic.
6 other times when a game has gone into quadruple overtime, shots on goal are 74-52.
He scores! LaFontaine up the blue line here in the 4th overtime, winning the series.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. Thrivewell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At Thrivewell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, Thrivewell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThrivewellInfusion.com. That's ThrivewellInfusion.com, saving lives drip by drip.
This is your local Tri-Honda dealer's New York Rangers Intermission Report. Now, here's Dan Grassa on the MSG Radio Network.
All right, it's time now for the Rangers' first intermission report. It's brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer today. Dan Grassa with you. One period in the books in Vegas. Good hockey game so far. But the Vegas Knights have a 1-0 lead over the New York Rangers. And special teams, the difference in that opening 20 minutes. Artemi Panarin with a tripping penalty at 11:14 of the opening frame. And the Vegas Golden Knights, who we talked about it in the pregame show, their power play has been firing on all cylinders of late coming into this one, and they struck again. As a matter of fact, just 26 seconds into the power play, Braden Bowman, the youngster, with his second of the season, his second in just the last 3 games, as a matter of fact, with the man advantage to give Vegas the 1-0 lead. Tomas Hertl and Mitch Marner with the assist. And we talked about that Vegas power play. They came into the game tonight ranked 11th in the National Hockey League, but with that tally, it's their 4th power play goal in the last 3 games. Hertl with the assist runs his point streak to 5 games. He's got 5 points during that stretch, and the Rangers allowing a power play goal now in 5 of the last 6 games. And the Rangers' record this year when the opponent scores first is 1-7-2 coming into this one. So the Rangers have some work to do. Not a huge hole, of course, but still down 1-0, 1 period into the books. You heard Dave and Alex talking about it too before they signed off. Some good push at the later stages of that period from the Rangers. Had a couple of real good looks at Akira Schmid, but could not get one to go. Hopefully that's something that carries over into the second period. Shots on goal in the opening 20, 8-5 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. Still more for us to do here on the Tri-Honda Dealers Intermission Report. We come back. We are from Braden Schneider. We'll check out the out-of-town scoreboard around the National Hockey League as well. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues right after this timeout.
Here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. Thrivewell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At Thrivewell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, Thrivewell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThrivewellInfusion.com. That's ThrivewellInfusion.com, saving lives drip by drip.
Experience the sophisticated taste of the best single malt whiskey in the world, the Macallan, founded in 1824. The Macallan is renowned worldwide for its extraordinary single malt whiskeys. Their outstanding quality and distinctive character reveal the uncompromised excellence they pursue. Whether your taste is sherry oak or double cask, the Macallan single malt whiskey is for you. Pick up the Macallan today at your nearest liquor store. The Macallan, the single malt whiskey against which all others must be judged. Crafted without compromise. Please savor the Macallan responsibly.
Engines rev, are you listening?
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda wonderland.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers, are here to help with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace that beast in your basement, that old, inefficient boiler, with a highly efficient Peerless boiler. It's a perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. Get all the heat you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about the entire Peerless Boiler family of products and to find a local installer near you. Just visit peerlessboilers.com and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the ice, playing pickup on a Saturday, or scoring the game winner in overtime. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer, the official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of protein, and 0 grams of fat per 12 ounces.
Dan Grassa back on the Rangers First Intermission Report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer today. 1-0 Golden Knights over the Blue Shirts at the end of one period of play. Braden Bowman, his second of the season, on the power play at 11:40 from Tomas Hertl and Mitch Marner. Braden Schneider continues to be an anchor for that Rangers blue line, and after the first period came to a close, he caught up with our own John Giannone.
Braden, it seemed like it was a pretty tight to the vest first period for both teams. Shot totals were pretty low. How would you summarize that first 20?
Yeah, I thought we played a really good first 10. I thought we were on top of them. We were generating some looks. They were doing a good job at getting in front of our shots, and then we gave up that one on the PK, and then I thought we got a little loose after that. But I thought overall it was a pretty solid period.
Yeah, you mentioned that you have 5 shots on goal as a team, but 25 shot attempts. What are they doing specifically to get in the way as much as they have so far and limit your pucks on goal?
They do a really good job at clogging up the front of the net. It makes getting those shots through, like they're looking to front. So we got to do a better job at creating lanes and finding those seams to make sure that we're getting into the net and then having our guys crash the net there too.
So beyond that, what would you think the message will be as you go for the second period, and what from the first 10 would you want to try to duplicate?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job of breaking out as 5. I think we can do a bit better job at, like you said, getting pucks through and just making sure that we're being hard and physical and making it hard to get to our net as well. So I think just keep the breakouts going, keep working, and get some more pucks to the net.
Braden, thanks for the thoughts as always and for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, John, and thanks to Braden. On the out-of-town scoreboard on this Tuesday around the National Hockey League, down in Tampa, the Lightning all over the Devils by a final of 5-1. Jake Gensel had the hat trick for the home team. Jersey, their first regulation loss in their last 6 games. William Nylander netted the game-winning goal in overtime, lifting the Leafs past the Blues 3-2. Toronto's 5-game winless streak comes to an end. St. Louis now winless in 4 of their last 5. Red Wings double up the Kraken 4-2, so the Seattle's 2-game win streak comes to an end. Detroit 3-0-1, now in their last 4. In Dallas, the Isles had to hang on to defeat the Stars by a score of 3-2. Looked like Dallas maybe got the game-tying goal late in regulation, but a video review overturned the call, so the Isles walk away 3-2 winners. They're now 5-1 on their 7-game road trip. Dallas' 5-game win streak comes to an end. Winnipeg, with 5 different goal scorers, turned aside Columbus 5-2. The Jets have won 3 of their last 4. Midway through the third period in Chicago, the Blackhawks have a 3-2 lead over the Flames. Calgary, with the fewest points in the National Hockey League, they're winless in 4 of their last 5. End of one in San Jose. The Sharks have a 2-0 lead over the Mammoth. And Macklin Celebrini continuing his red-hot start to the season. Both San Jose goals, number 11 and 12. Utah, meantime, winless in 5 of their last 6. Our score here is 1-0 Vegas over the Rangers at the end of one period of play. 'Tis the season for giving back with the Rangers Toy Drive, presented by Lexus. Donate a toy online for your chance to win Rangers prizes. Visit NewYorkRangers.com/joy to donate
today. Scott Morrow recalled from the AHL's Hartford Wolfpack, not in the lineup tonight for the Rangers, but does have a game with the big club under his belt since the recall. And earlier this afternoon, following the pregame skate, Coach Mike Sullivan talked about why the team is intrigued by Scott and why he was promoted.
We've been really excited about Scotty's game. I think he's a good, solid two-way defenseman. I think he's a good puck mover in particular. Given the fact that we have a right-handed shot that was questionable, both Quinny and I prefer to have defensemen on their strong sides for a lot of reasons we could talk for 3 days on. But let's just say we have, and the other aspect of it is some of our lefties are just not comfortable playing the offside. It's a different pivot. It's a whole different, and exchanges, whether it be neutral zone exchanges or breakout exchanges, it's very different. And so we didn't want to put any of the players in difficult circumstances. So that was part of the decision, for Scotty to get called up. We're also excited about his game and potentially where it could go. He's a really good puck mover. We think he has decent instincts offensively. He can help us with a transition game. He's pretty good along the offensive blue line. He has good size. I think positionally, there's an opportunity for growth there, and I think we've got a chance to help him. But physically, I think he's capable of playing at this level. He's hockey strong, and he has good size. So those are all the things that attracted us to him in the first place. And we think potentially, he has the ability to be an impact player at this level at some point in time. When that happens, I think it depends on him, and it depends on the situations. So he'll get an opportunity to play, and has got an opportunity to play. We'll see where it goes.
And that's Coach Sullivan there on Scott Morrow. Rangers fans, don't miss a moment off the ice. Catch ESPN New York on YouTube for all the New York sports talk you love. Weekdays from 6A to 7P. Subscribe right now. Stay locked in. ESPN New York is on YouTube. Let's pause 10 seconds and allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Close to the best first period with the Rangers trailing the Golden Knights by a score of 1-0. Blue Shirts 1-4-2 when trailing after 20 minutes this year. Vegas 4-1 when leading after 1. And this has been the Rangers First Intermission Report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer today. I'll talk to you during the second intermission. Coming up next, though, Alex and Dave have period 2 for you with the Golden Knights leading the Rangers by a score of 1-0. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been your local Tri-Honda dealer's New York Rangers Intermission Report. Blue Shirts Hockey is next.
You're in this to win a championship. Championships are won later in the season.
The push for the fantasy football playoffs is on.
But you can't win the league if you don't make the playoffs. You could sneak in and be the last seed and win the darn league. You just got to get hot at the right time.
The experts of Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio are here to lead you to fantasy football glory.
There are certain times in the season where you got to make a splash. You got to make a move.
Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87 in the car, and on the Sirius XM app, where fantasy football championships are won.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kerr. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments.
March 2nd, 1993, Winnipeg hosts Quebec, where Jets forward Timo Solani is 3 goals off the pace of Mike Bossy's rookie record.
Timo Solani breaks it. He scores! Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, that goal by Timo Solani establishes a new NHL record for goals in one season by a rookie.
The Finnish Flash's record-breaking goal came in his 64th NHL game, and he would finish his rookie season with an overall 76 goals.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The Rangers in Game 1 of a 3-game road trip beginning on the south end of the Vegas Strip at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. 1-0, the Golden Knights over the Rangers after one period of play. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Second period puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. All right, Dave, what are we thinking here? Period number 2.
Well, we're thinking, if you're in New York, pick up where you left off. It was a really good end of the period for them. I thought that the last 5 minutes they refound the game that they put on the ice in about the first 7. I thought most of the period they were really good being above the puck. I thought they were really good layering through the neutral zone. I thought their D stepped up incredibly well at the line. So to me, it's a matter of finding that game again and bringing it for the full 20. Staying out of the box, I think, is going to be paramount. The Vegas power play right now is on such a heater that it's almost like, well, to use a Vegas line, it's almost like playing against the house when the Vegas power play is on the ice.
They were 2 for 4 against Minnesota on Sunday and 1 for 1 against the Blue Shirts here tonight. The shots in that first period, 8-5 in favor of Vegas, but there were a lot of attempts for both teams that didn't reach the net. The Golden Knights blocked 10 Rangers shot attempts. Another 8 from the Rangers went wide of the cage. Meanwhile, the Rangers blocked 6 shots of their own. As we get ready for period number 2, and the Rangers will be skating from right to left. They're wearing their road white jerseys, Vegas in their golden-themed home jerseys, and we're underway. The Rangers dumping the puck in on left wing. Vegas quickly feeding it back out to the red line, and it's touched up on a hand pass in the neutral zone. A face-off will come right to the center ice dots.
So what I learned a couple of years back, my son was playing in a tournament in Las Vegas, and we ran into Nate Ewell, who used to be the PR director of, remember Nate?
Yeah, I know Nate.
So Nate took us a little tour of the building, showed us the room the whole bit, and then he gave my son a hat. And it's this golden hat that looks like the jerseys there, and I was like, that's a little loud, no? And he goes, it's to represent the golden age of hockey in Las Vegas. So that is the basis of the golden look. Yeah, I know it's the Las Vegas Golden Knights, but that golden thing is the golden era of hockey in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Bill Foley has done a marvelous job building this whole thing. Banked in by the Golden Knights down the near boards.
By the way, on a blackout, the only thing I can find is that hat.
Well, their jerseys are shiny, I'll tell you that. I don't think they glow in the dark, but they just might. Centering pass from JT Miller as he enters on right wing behind Zibanejad. Nearly a counterattack for Vegas as Brandon Saad skates it up, but the Rangers get back defensively, and a shot from the perimeter is gloved by Igor Shesterkin.
When you attack the offensive zone on the rush, and you've got some numbers coming, and that's what Miller did just now as he came down the right wing side, when you pull up, call it a button hook, when you button hook either by the half wall or just above the circle, the longer you hold on to the puck, the less effective that cross-ice pass can be, because now you're throwing it into the teeth of the back check. So once you go into that stop and look, if there's nothing immediately available on a flat pass across the ice, the best thing to do, probably throw it towards the front of the net, because that's where everybody's going anyway.
Scramble draw. Defensive zone for the Rangers. Puck pushed across, kept along the far boards by Bowman, and then forced back out. So Vegas will start from their own end. 1 minute elapsed in period number 2. Will Borgen back on the puck in the Rangers zone as they start their breakout. Here's Lafreniere flying through center with Panarin on left wing. Rink-wide pass. Borgen fans on the shot, and it bounces back out. Borgen to shoot it in. Cut off by Schmid in the trapezoid. Schmid to hand it off. Golden Knights begin their breakout. McNabb, a short pass. Rink-wide feed. Eichel in front of Barbashev. Rangers take over neutral zone. Sent in around the boards to the near side and Lava. They try to track it down. Loses out. Eichel, a pass up the middle. Couldn't connect with Bowman. Lone goal scorer for the Golden Knights on the power play. Rangers toss it in again. Schmid plays the puck. Brodzinski slows it down. Near boards, hands it off Sherry. Back for Brodzinski behind the net. Angled pass off the near wall. One-timer Robertson, a rocket wide of the mark. Kept right point by Schneider. Rolls it around the boards. Vegas couldn't get to the puck. Near side a cycle with Sherry as Brodzinski's knocked off his feet. Sherry pinned along the backboards by Eichel, but another shift hemming in the top line for the Golden Knights. Shot lobs towards goal. It hit a stick. Schmid didn't see it. It landed at the side of his net, and he just happened to have his pad in the right place.
There's nothing better as a goalie than not being able to find the puck and looking down and seeing it right in front of you.
JT Miller to dump it in. I don't believe it counts as a shot on goal. I don't know if it actually reached his pad, but boy, that nearly was a fortuitous bounce for the Rangers. Zibanejad from the left point zips a shot wide, picked up off the end wall by Marner. He'll shovel it to the neutral zone.
Rangers are getting the puck into the funnel. They're getting the puck net front. They're just not getting that second or third chance at it.
Now Shesterkin to launch an outlet pass, knocked down out of midair by a hurdle. Miller able to field it anyway, tried to leave it for the charging Zibanejad, winds up being tossed out of the zone by the Golden Knights. And it's Dorofeev tying up with Fox in the attacking zone for Vegas to our right. Chipped along the near boards by Miller. Zibanejad looks for the exit. Bank pass didn't work. Dorofeev the steal, hands it off. Hutton a shot, dribbles through Shesterkin and in. Ben Hutton finds a way on a puck that leaks through Shesterkin, and it's 2-0 Vegas.
Ben Hutton just snuck down the side, as you alluded to, picked up a pass, and just put one in the front of the net. It was not really in a whole lot of intent to score here. This is more just an intent to get the puck on goal, and right inside the dot, he just let one rip. He got a lot on it. It was a heavy shot. It was low, and it sneaks through the wickets of Shesterkin. It's a goal you don't necessarily imagine that Shesterkin is going to give up. And when the puck hit Shesterkin, he was looking around for it. He knew he had part of it. He didn't have all of it. And it slid over the goal line for a 2-0 Vegas lead.
You know, we saw a couple of replays. Adam Fox was defending there. He came over, and it's with Hutton, a left shot on the left wing. And I wonder on that lunge, maybe Fox got a piece of it and could have altered it for Shesterkin, but otherwise a stoppable puck. And for Ben Hutton, his first goal of the season, now in his 5th season with the Golden Knights, part of their Stanley Cup winning team from a couple of years ago. And the Rangers will now start from their own end once again. Puck center on the boards. Hutton collects left point, rolls it down low. Colasar a centering pass, and being neutralized at the side of the net was Colton Sissons.
Carrick line right out after the goal. They've been the best momentum line for the Rangers in the game, and when you need a big shift after a goal against, the Rangers turn to the Carrick line. I like the mindset of Mike Sullivan on this one.
Taylor Radish battling Colton Sissons near boards, and he forces the puck to the near corner, at least gaining territory for the Rangers here, making a partial change. Panarin off the bench, pass it to stick, couldn't be settled at the blue line by Schneider. And he'll dart back to his own end. On the reload, Schneider wheels through center. Schneider's pass broken up, defended by Riley Smith. Quick up for Vegas, Saad on right wing, darts to the net, good stick by Robertson to break up that attempt to drive to the goal. Now McNabb, left circle, shot wide of the target, may have hit a stick. Smith steers it behind the net. Howden centers, Saad is there, saved by Shesterkin, and the Rangers clear. This will go all the way down onto the Vegas nets.
Third really good defensive stick play by Robertson.
Puck charged in by Howden, and Shesterkin sprawling out to make a save in tight. Saad and Howden charging to the goal, and off his feet is Howden in the end, but Shesterkin all over it.
Well, Shesterkin bails out Gavrikov. Gavrikov got a little over-aggressive on the wall. It's a play that he's made a lot this season, but he timed it a little bit late, and with the numbers that Vegas had going on the net, it was a risky push by Gavrikov, and Shesterkin with a great sprawling save as he goes from his left to his right to get the low ice taken away.
Brett Howden, who played 3 seasons with the Rangers. Rangers win the D-zone draw and flip the puck up the far boards. Rolling puck, lob, a burst of speed. Boy, he was hand fighting with Whitecloud, got himself free, and that initial first step, he nearly got to that puck. It's Connor Sherry feeding the point. Fox, shot, tip, saved by Schmid. Loose puck, Sherry charging after it. Picks up the puck off the backboards, and it's Laba to pass to the point. Fox to Gavrikov, D-to-D. Shot, ramps off a stick to the corner. Hits the referee over there, and it's scaled up the far glass by Vegas. Laba to send it back in as the Rangers reload.
I'll tell you, so far through this game, and the game is 25 and change old, the Rangers' best two lines have been coming out of the bottom six.
More of a meat and potatoes look. And the Rangers, though they are being outshot 12-6, it feels like this game, and I'm just looking down at the possession time indicator, the Rangers actually possessing the Golden Knights in this game, but not getting enough quality right now. 2-0 Vegas. Even strength. They did that the other night to Detroit, too. The Rangers actually owned the even strength possession time, but Detroit was on the power play a lot more. Backboards, pass from Eichel, shut down by Parsonen, and flipped to the point. A shot wide of the target. Bounces off the glass. Eichel picks it up. Eichel drifts to the corner, turns, passes across the seam, broken up by Radish. Carrick chops after the puck and gets it to the neutral zone. Vegas with a big push here. Rangers a little bit on their heels. 13.5 to go. Second period. Golden Knights up 2-0 on the Rangers. Pass broken up at the blue line, allowing Parsonen to steal, and he'll dump the puck in. One of the things that the Rangers have to be thinking about is, can they take pucks into hard areas and into traffic where they can draw some penalties? Can you play the way you need to play to get penalties drawn? The Knights take the puck into the attacking zone. Shot from Cole Reinhardt off a stick and wide. Rangers carried out. Schneider over the red line. Hard around to the near side. Miller pursues. Theodore half wall. It pops free behind Zibanejad. He was lingering in the mid slot, and the Golden Knights clear. Robertson hustling against Sissons. Does enough to force him off the puck. Puck played to the near corner, and Will Cooley to skate it out. Last I looked, if you take your hand off your stick and grab onto another player and slow them down, it's holding. And I'm really surprised the Rangers did not wind up on the power play there. Dumped out of the zone by the Golden Knights. It's an icing against Vegas. 12:26 to go in period number 2. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. They're going to move the face-off to center ice, it looks like, and make this a full TV timeout. So we'll step aside with them here with 12:26 left in the second period. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
Another edition of the college football playoff rankings revealed as Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas A&M remained at the top. Oklahoma jumped into the top 8, while Alabama fell but remained in the top 10. College Sports Radio with breakdown of the rankings and preview of the weekend's biggest games on Channel 84 and on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports, wherever you are, your team plays here. Historic hockey moments.
Mr. Hockey's final NHL goal, April 9th, 1980, the Hartford Whalers at the Montreal Canadiens.
Now over the line to his father, son to father, backhand shot, they score! Number 9, Father Howe. And they're going to give him a standing ovation here in the Montreal Forum. A tremendous tribute to one of the most amazing athletes in any sport.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
301 days since the hit on Chris Draper.
The Colorado Avalanche at the Detroit Red Wings, March 26, 1997, brawl in Hockeytown.
Now Darren McCarty gets his shots in at Claude Lemieux. And look who came all the way out to try to help, Patrick Roy. Oh my goodness, Ferdinand Roy. They are on their feet here at Joe Louis Arena.
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. Second period in Las Vegas, 12:26 on the clock. The Rangers trail the Golden Knights 2-0.
Jack Eichel's been a key player for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's coming over for his trade from Buffalo, and we all remember that big year in 2015 when it was Eichel McDavid, who's going to go number 1. I don't think there was a whole lot of guessing going on, but both players have been really good in their NHL careers.
Eichel career high in assists and points last season, franchise records. As the Rangers bank this puck out on a long pass. Icing waved off on a foot race. That's won by Vincent Trocheck. Feeds the point. Shot by Gavrikov. Is blocked out of play by McNabb, testing his stick to make sure it's not broken. Back to Eichel, though. He leads the NHL in power play assists coming in. He looks like just the exact player that Vegas wanted him to be. Just signed an 8-year extension for $108 million. They've locked up Eichel. They've locked up Marner. They have so many different weapons, this Vegas team. And I don't know how they do it year after year with the salary cap management. But, man, they have found a way to make it work.
Well, house money, right?
Well, Kelly McCrim and George McPhee have done a marvelous job with the mandate from Bill Foley to spend to the max every year and above it if they have to with the salary cap and long-term injury management. Good stick by Fox, charging down the boards off a face-off. Kept the puck alive, though the Rangers unable to hold the zone with possession. They'll bounce back out to the neutral zone.
One thing that Nate Ewell, former PR director of the Golden Knights, did tell me was Vegas sells a lot of tickets, and those seats that tickets are purchased for are filled.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like they're selling 18,000 and 13,000 are showing up. Like they're selling 18 and 18 are in the building.
If you've ever been to a game, it's all locals. There are no business types flying in with the casinos and all that. It's either locals or people traveling in for the visiting team to see a game, and they will pay top dollar for it. Rangers in the defensive zone get a steal. It's Cooley and Brodzinski out with it. Cooley on right wing. Shot, save, rebound, score! Brodzinski following up the rebound from Schmid. Will Cooley a pass off pads, and Brodzinski cashes in on the loose change. It's 2-1.
This all started in the defensive zone. What a play by Cooley to create a turnover. He just read that things weren't going well up at high ice for Vegas, and he stepped in front of a puck, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Held it. So he got to the point where he could put a good heavy shot on goal, and Brodzinski from minute 1 was crashing the net with his stick down. There was no way to get a pass across. It was defended too well. You alluded to it extremely well. A pop play off the goaltender. Brodzinski goes to the net hard, jams it home. And the Rangers cut the lead in half.
Second goal of the season for Brodzinski, and then they now trail the Golden Knights 2-1 as we near the midway point of the second period. Sherry along the far boards with Laba. Laba checked by Hurdle. Puck comes free. Hurdle trying to lift it out. Borgen keeps it alive, kicking it with his skate. Laba in tight quarters, stick handling in a phone booth, navigates the stick work, tosses the puck around the board. Sherry pursues, knocked off his stick. Soucy pinches, rolls it back behind, cut off by Hutton. Hutton checked along the corner wall. Marner to a loose puck. He'll go cross ice, but his pass no further than the red line. And Sherry will dump it in for the Rangers. They'll make a change.
Once again, player for the Rangers, bottom six, comes up with a big play at a big moment. Brodzinski goes to the net and gets some spare change.
Now the Trocheck, Lafreniere, Panarin line over the boards. Lafreniere to dump the puck in, cut off by Schmid behind his net. Hard around Korczak to the near boards. Marner unable to chip the puck out. Korczak will have to try again. Pressure from the Rangers on their forecheck. Hard pass from Trocheck, too hot to handle at the points.
Rangers forced to retreat here. Trocheck thought he had a low to high play set up, and he just put it in an area where there was nobody home.
And now it's Panarin with Trocheck. Short pass, attacking line. Trocheck descended around the boards. Lafreniere canceled out along the wall. Golden Knights clear it all the way down, and it becomes an icing with 9:36 left in the second period. Hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boiler.
Rangers has finished their fourth 5-game segment of the season. Scored 16 goals in it. Gave up 14. Zibanejad and Cooley both had 3 goals in the last 5-game segment to lead the Rangers. Lafreniere had 2. Panarin had 2. Miller 2. Trocheck 2. Gavrikov and Borgen with 1 apiece.
That's pretty well distributed scoring for the Rangers.